Welcome to Before the Crown, a podcast that deep dives into the real world of our state winners of Femina Miss India 2026. And I've got with me right now someone who's representing Gujarat, Parinaz Cooper. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
કેમ છે?
ઘણી મજાની છો. તમે કેમ છો?
Jalsa, and it's good to know તું ગુજરાતી વાત કરે છે.
હા, હું ગુજરાતી વાત કરું છું. હું પારસી છું, પણ મારું મધર ટંગ ગુજરાતી છે.
Pari would like to know your emotions, your relationship with Gujarat.
So, a very interesting story. It goes back to my ancestors. When Parsis escaped Persia from war and they fought a terrible storm at sea and finally reached the shores of Sanjan, we came here to seek asylum in India. We reached the shores and we performed a small ritual prayer. After that, we picked up some sand and offered it as blessings to the sea. Someone from the king's courtroom at that time saw us and reported it to the king. The king at that time, Jati Rana, called the Parsis into the courtroom. The Parsis asked for asylum and he gave them a glass filled with milk, saying, "Sorry, our country is overpopulated already. We do not have space for you." So what the Parsi priests of that time did is they picked up some sugar that they had and added it to the milk, saying that we're not here to increase your population. Like this glass of milk, we will sweeten your country. We will devote our lives to your country. We will do our best to get with the community and progress for India. And that is the story of how Parsis came into being in India and how we've flourished as a community under the blessing of our motherland, India.
Wow, that's such a beautiful and sweet story, and you definitely sweetened the moment right here as well. Thank you for adding that much needed dessert, I would say. You spoke about traditions and prayers, and a lot of people, today's generation, doesn't believe in following. Are you someone who's traditional, who prays on a daily basis?
I don't pray on a daily basis, but I do pray very often. So I go to our Agyari, our fire temple, at least twice a week. And I find some form of connection to God. It may not always be prayers, but I do believe prayers have power.
Do you think it's important to do it in today's day and life?
I think if it's something that works with you, it's something that speaks to you. I believe prayers work because you're manifesting something in a language into the universe. I believe that's the power that prayer has. But if you don't believe in it, it will not come true. You will not put that energy into the prayer, and it will not work for you maybe. So if you believe in it, yes. If you don't, I believe it's your choice. You don't have to pray.
Cool. Now, you seem to have explored multiple interests and paths. And how do you, like a multitasker, right?
Yes.
So how do you balance yourself in all of these things?
So I've learned it from my dad, actually. He always tells me something that, Pari, keep your feet to the ground, but move them around. Live life, explore every aspect that you desire. So to give some reference, I'm a biker, I'm a computer science student, I'm a model who's been in the industry for 3 years, and I'm a pageant contestant as well. These are a few side aspects of mine. And I believe each of this is a part of my body. So let's say my brain is my computer science engineering student. My heart is modeling, being in front of the camera. Pageant ties that together. So I try to allocate time and prioritize as per need and living life to the fullest.
Well, you've dabbled in a lot of things.
Yes.
Biker is not something that we hear often. What has that taught you?
It's taught me so much about the journey. A lot of us are rushing to reach places. We say, oh, once we reach A, once we attain one thing, we'll get happiness, we'll get the next big thing. Biking has taught me how much joy there is in the journey, in the curves the life offers to us, in the mountains, in the straight road, that everything together is what makes that count.
Now, I'm not a biker kind of guy, but so what am I and people like me missing out on?
You're missing out on freedom. You're missing out on being just you and the vehicle, be it on a highway road, be it navigating off-road terrain on a mountain. When it's just you in control and the bike and the automobile in you, it's another experience.
Oh, you've already accelerated
Yes.
the whole process for me. So I hope I get onto the bike and I
You
get the time
must.
to actually do that
You absolutely must.
and go onto those terrains. But and now let's talk about the brighter side, which is
Yes.
you are here. You're
Yes.
one of the state winners. You're representing
Yeah.
Gujarat. What's the feeling like now?
It's incredible. Like I said, this has been a dream for so long. And I'm living little Pari's dream, which could not be a better feeling. It's amazing to be here. It's amazing to represent a state that's so great at this platform. And to stand here representing also the people who believed in me, my family that supported me, and my friends that have always had my back.
Tell us a little more about that little Pari. What was she like? What was she when she was growing up?
So little Pari has been very energetic always. I've grown up being the most talkative person around, bringing energy into people. Little Pari was also very adventurous. I remember, in fact, when I was 10, telling my dad, Dad, I want to ride a bike. Because I have seen my grandfather ride bikes, so it was in me always. So little Pari was very adamant in getting what she wanted. And my parents were lucky, I was lucky enough that my parents allowed me to explore all these sites. They allowed me to go into modeling because I loved being in front of the camera. Little Pari also used to take part in plays in her community, and they just allowed me to showcase every aspect of myself, and that was what Little Pari was, building experiences.
You spoke about biking, you spoke about modeling, the two different worlds. What made you say that I wanted to go biking? What is it? What did that made you push?
So I sat behind my father while we were riding across Morocco in the Sahara Desert. And I remember being behind him, hugging him tightly while he explored the highways. And I realized what it was to be a biker. I realized that freedom, the feeling of the wind in your hair through the helmet, and that feeling that you are one with the road, no matter who you're with, just that feeling on a bike is what drove me towards it. And like I said, my grandfather has riding bikes, his father rode bikes, so it is in my blood.
You actually made us, live that moment in Morocco where you're riding the bike with your dad.
Yes.
So thank you for recreating that
Yeah.
for yourself and for us as well.
Thank you.
Your mom has, we've only spoken about your dad and you and your relationship, but your mom has also been your great anchor, right? She's the one who actually has guided you and been your strong support. Tell us a little more about your mom and what role she plays in your life.
My mom has without a doubt been the greatest inspiration. She's taught me what a true modern woman is. She's always held her traditional values. She's also embraced progress. So even though she's climbing her career ladder, when she started and where she is now in her career has been extremely inspiring. But she never ever made me feel like she wasn't there for me. So while she's at an MD position now, she was still there for every karate lesson that I had, every ballet recital that I had, every annual day school performance, she was there. And she showed me the power of showing up and how being there at every time can make people feel loved.
Now, as you seem to be a very family girl, right? Are you that family girl?
Big on family.
What according to you are the values when it comes to family?
For me personally,
Yes.
I think the most important thing for every family to have is that you should know that no matter what you do, they have your back. I know today that when I can venture out into this world and pursue my interests, my parents will always support me.
Okay, I have a couple of questions I'm going to ask you. It's called a quick fire round, and I want you to answer those quickly. One line of poetry you love.
Ah, but a man's grasp should exceed his reach, or what else are heavens for?
Last film that stayed with you.
I just saw Huck, which was extremely insightful. It was shot very well, and it taught me a lot about especially standing up when things get tough, when society doesn't agree with you, but believing in your cause.
Favorite actor?
Ranveer Singh. I believe he's very diverse, especially with what we've seen comparing Dhurandhar to maybe Dil Dhadakne Do. You can see the diversity in him.
Favorite actress?
Deepika Padukone.
The couple,
Yeah.
huh? Comfort food?
Dhan Saag.
One city you would live in forever?
Probably Mumbai.
What does India mean to you today?
I think India is the center of development. To me, India means growth.
One thing you want to be remembered for?
How I made people feel.
What's great in your state, Gujarat?
The food is great, but that's often talked about. I believe the landscape of Gujarat is insane.
3 places one must visit in Gujarat.
So one would be the Run of Kutch, without a doubt, our Gir forest for the lions, and also Mahatma Gandhi's stay in Ahmedabad.
And last question, the world is at war. What are we doing wrong as global citizens?
So I believe a lot of us are speaking out about the truth and we're standing up for our opinions, but we need to be more inclusive of each other. I think we're very restricted in what we are thinking, and we should put the barriers down, try to understand each other. While we aren't world leaders, so we can't make those decisions, but standing together as humans, putting humanity in the center, I believe that's what's important.
That's a very, very sweet gesture. As you said, Parsi's added the sugar and the sweetness.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Parinaz.
Thank
Wishing you the best, and keep adding that sweetness to the world. We need
Thank
more
you so
people
much.
like you. Wish you the best for the pageant.
Thank you.